Thank you all for coming. I'm Scott Larson, I'm Executive Director with the Marshfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It's my pleasure to act as the Master of Ceremonies for the ribbon cutting ceremony for First Choice Credit Union, an organization that has started back in 1967. So we've got 52 years worth of evolution, as I'll use the term here, to celebrate with them as they've gone through different locations, different names, and now their main facility here now has evolved as well. And so we're here to really help them celebrate that opportunity, and we thank them very much for that. First, representing our board of directors is our president, Matt Eckelberg. Matt?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. We wish it was a bit sunshinier today, but we got great weather, great friends, great gathering today. It's wonderful to see the renewal of businesses who've been in the community for so many years, 52 years, still going strong, still changing, still adapting, creating that new welcoming environment for their customers as they come in. So it's great to see. Congratulations on the new lobby and the new area. Looking forward to seeing it. If you have any questions or further concerns, issues, please feel free to contact MACCI and the board, and we'll help you as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate your support of the organization. Well, up next, we're going to learn more about what's gone on here, and particularly what's happened here at the location. And so Rob Schultz, president here of First Choice, is going to explain that to us. Rob?
Thank you, Scott. I don't have this memorized, that's why I have this, so I'll be reading some of this. So, good afternoon and welcome to First Choice Credit Union. I am Rob Schultz. I am the president of the First Choice Credit Union. Been on staff here since November of 2016. I do want to first off thank the board of directors for approving the renovations that we did and their commitment to the credit union. We have a lot of people who've been on the board not only a lot of years, but many decades, and they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and very good people, and we really appreciate them. To compete in this changing and very competitive industry, we need to have new technology and the correct people on board to serve our members. It also takes a facility where our members feel comfortable, welcome, and confident that they're doing their business at a financial institution that is financially strong. With the recent updates, I feel we have all of these. We have some new employees, we have some old employees, I should say veteran employees, people who've been here a long time. We have had a lot of retirements, but I think that speaks well of the credit union that we've had people have retired after 14 years or 44 years or 22 years at the same employment. You just don't hear that much anymore. When we were looking at doing the renovations, like I said, it was important that the board came on board with us. We wanted to work with local talent, and I think we've done that tremendously. Have people who would work closely with us, be flexible with their time as we had to be with them as well, and come up with a plan to match our core values and those of our members. As you enter later on, we hope you'll come inside and see what has changed. Over on the side, we have some pictures of what was. As I like to say, we led the league in burgundy. Everything pretty much was burgundy, which was a great color. I loved it in 1996. We've updated, and I think it looks great. But we wanted to come up with something that our members felt comfortable with. You're not going to see any flashing neon. You're not going to see electronic teller machines, because that's not who we are, and that's not what our members like. We have a very blue-collar clientele, which we really enjoy. As a kid who grew up with a dad as a truck driver, mom driving a school bus, and grew up on a pig farm, not a blue-collar, not a white-collar guy, okay? And that's what our membership is. They like to see us not in shirts and ties. This is our attire, and this is who we are, and we like doing that, and we like being that. With all that being said, I'd like to thank the following businesses who worked on the project. Ken and I and a lot of us sat down and we talked, and in our mind we knew what we wanted to come up with, and then Ken suggested we call Brian Mortvedt. He's a graphic artist, and he took our idea, put it into a visual picture, and it's like, that's exactly what we were looking for. And what's really interesting is looking at that and now looking at the lobby, and they pretty much match up, and it was good to be able to see that happen. I want to thank Dan and Justin. I just saw you, Stratford Sign. Oh, there you are, sorry. They helped us refurbish the signs outside here. Our old ATM sign still had a Time logo on it. I don't think Time has been in business for a while, but we've updated all of those. We put a really neat sign inside with Dan really worked, came up with a really nice design that's kind of our, it kind of stands out in the lobby. It makes it a really nice impression. We like that. I want to thank Perry from R&R Flooring and Dave Murphy who did the installation. We didn't replace all the flooring, but we did update all the carpeting upstairs here. They also helped us choose a lot of the baseboard colors to match the carpet, to match the paint that we had chosen, and kind of, you know, we didn't hire an outside design firm or anything like that. We just kind of did it on our own. And they helped a lot with that. They also helped us choose the product to use on the teller line, where there used to be a burgundy thing on the front, and then there's a back kind of an accent wall, which we really like. We looked around, we were talking to a gentleman that I had done business with about 30 years ago from northern Wisconsin, and then somebody mentioned Alamo Retail Solutions. I wasn't even familiar with them, but I'm glad we got to know them. Brad Fisher and his group of guys helped us a lot refurbishing some of the stuff on the teller line. Really were great to work with. They worked a couple full evenings, came in at 5 o'clock in the morning, would stay until 9 o'clock at night, and that meant some of us came in for some extra hours from time to time, but there's always something to do here. So they were great to work with. Glad we found them. Marshfield Book and Stationery. Didn't even know they sold desks. And all of a sudden I've talked with my wife. She said, have you talked with Marshfield Book? That's where we got ours at Spencer School. So I met with Doug and Pam, and they came up, and we sat down, and, you know, we had a budget to work within, and we had offices that we weren't knocking walls out and everything. So for them to sit down and come up and work out something that was going to match what we had inside and make it look good and professional was great. So they were great to work with. Kurt Bunge, I've known Kurt for 35 years. He came and did all of our painting, had a lot of really outdated wallpapering to remove. Thankfully it came off very well, but did a lot of the painting, again, a lot of odd hours. Dave Osterman from Osterman Electric we put in LED lights outside here and did some rewiring inside. Dave helped us out with that. Some new lights just out here for more of a secure situation. And with all the companies we worked with through this, though this is a small project compared to a lot of them that they work with, we really appreciate the flexibility they showed to us, the professionalism, and we really love the way it all came together. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our board, and then I'll introduce our audit committee as well as our staff. So first, Zeke Sebastian is our chairperson. Denny Kmick is our vice chair. Kim Frederick, I know Kim was trying to make it here with his work schedule. Jean Lampy came down from Medford to be here today. She's been on our board a long time. Spencer, individual, along with me. I love the Rockets, but Gary Greaser, Dan Ross has been on for a long time, and Jenny Yetter. That's our board of directors. So let's give them a hand. Thank you. Our audit committee comes in unannounced one random morning of a month, and Myron Westfall is the lead of that, so he's on that along with Ron Kepke and Jeff Zondlow. So thank them for their efforts. As far as our staff, we have Ken Forrest as our executive vice president, Mandy Tom Kowiak, assistant VP and mortgage lender. Steve Schmidt joined us in January as a loan officer. Karen Radu is our head teller. Shay Wiesman is our bookkeeper. Shay just celebrated 20 years with the organization on August 2nd, I believe. Kathy Leonard's been here 6 years now, 5 years. And she's a teller. Julie Zerbiak is on vacation. I don't know if Julie made it back. She's a teller. Amanda Koopman out here joined us. She's takes care of our Facebook updates, so she's taken some pictures for that, does a really nice job for us as our teller. And then Michaela Robinson, I believe, is inside holding the fort down. She's a high school student, again from Spencer. We've had success. Last year we had one that we had for a year and a half, and she just took off to go down to Madison to continue her studies at the UW. So I also want to invite you to stay and have brats and soda with us to celebrate this event. We have placed a box by the food for a free will offering if you choose. 100% of the funds donated will go to the Never Forgotten Honor Flight, and First Choice Credit Union is also going to match up to $500. So if you're willing to do that, there's a box over there. We would appreciate that. And again, thanks again to the board and our staff and all who helped bring this project to completion. And I just feel it's appropriate if we ask Zeke and the rest of the board to step forward for the ribbon cutting.
Great. Fantastic. We'll do that. You grab the scissors. Oh no, not too bad. They're heavy equipment, but not that heavy. Pretty good. We'll do it on the count of 3. Anytime you're ready, 1, 2, 3. All right. Congratulations, First Choice. Yeah, we thank you for the opportunity to participate with you today in celebrating your evolution and the remodeling of your facility here. We hope that we're all working together for at least another 52 years as we continue to make Marshfield a better place to live and do business. So that will conclude the official ceremony for the ribbon cutting. But as was noted, we want to encourage everybody to stay, come on inside and see the renovations, and partake of the other refreshments and that are being offered. So on behalf of the Marshfield Area Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I'm Scott Larson, and that will conclude the ribbon cutting ceremony for First Choice Credit Union. Thank you.